You guys, do you remember when the definition of woke is an adjective that means alert to racial discrimination and prejudice? Well, guess what? 2025 is a year when woke is still an adjective, but this time it means delusional and rude as F. All right, let's go and check out woke people are getting destroyed and melting down more than ever before. Now that Trump is finally the president of the United States of America, we are gonna see a lot of content. This is the entertainment 4 years of America, and I am here for it. Let's go.
Policy of the United States government that there are only two genders. Male and female.
No way! Really? Finally! There are only two genders? Telling me something I already knew.
It's crazy we've got to a point where this is something the president has to announce. It's
so
been a weird
funny.
few years, especially in America. But it seems a lot of this woke stuff is getting destroyed. And a lot of these woke donuts aren't too happy about it.
Hey guys, everything feels really out of control and scary, and I'm really anxious.
It's one of my previous
and like Donald Trump's
followers, I just want you to know that this is a safe space for you. You are welcome here. You are seen here, and our president does not reflect how I feel about you and a large majority of people feel about you. Don't let that little orange buffoon make you feel less than. And I am so sorry.
It's so funny, like discrimination, prejudice. Interesting. Against prejudice? Okay. But calling him a buffoon and talking about how he looks like and being plain rude, as I said, is completely fine. Guys, at the end of the day, that's what woke means today.
We have to live in a time where there's so much hatred that someone can get up on stage and make it a point on their first day of presidency to say something so stupid as that.
That's not... Oh my god, that's stupid. That is stupid. Woke lovers gathered to release anger over Trump becoming president.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's official. There's only two genders now, as decreed by President of the United States, Donald Jamarcus Trump. So if you are a trans woman or a trans man, well, now you're just a man. Now you're just a woman. Can't be a trans man anymore. You're just a man. You can't be a trans woman. You're just a woman now. So Donald Trump just superseded that. You don't even need to officially do it. You can just be one of two things. Boy, girl, that's it. That's it. Nothing else. And since there's only two, that means you have the possibility of being both now. So I guess that technically makes it three.
Only two genders. Well, there's usually two biological genders, male and female. About 1.8% of the population is intersex. Fancy word for a chromosomal or genetic mutation where you're not really male or female. You have a little bit of the biological traits of both.
Man, these people are thick as fuck. That's still only two genders, you donut. It's not all of these made up ones that came out of nowhere.
Trump is now president of the United States, and Trump is bringing in laws to only recognize people as their assigned gender at birth. There's a lot of implications about this. What about people who transition?
Honestly, I think there is less implication now that we have came to the conclusion that there are only two genders. I think this made our whole life much more simple and easier. Now we can actually focus on really important issues.
What about trans people? People who transition?
What
you
about
pretty much are outlawed.
I think they can still live and have rights. Like, nobody's taking that away from you. Maybe the only thing you cannot do is have the right to fight against someone with a different gender in sport, and maybe the whole trans thing doesn't need to appear in your passport either.
Being trans. What about trans people who have changed their name and sex legally? What, are you gonna reissue them?
I don't think that, like, no. If you change it legally, but you still have a PP and you're now, like, legally on a passport a woman, you end up in a woman prison and then you piss differently than the rest of the women there. That's the problem. That's literally why we don't like this. We don't get it.
New birth certificates. You have literally created a position where there's going to be men going into women's spaces now.
Just want to say to all the astrologers and tarot card readers and that girl with the metal poles, you said that he would not be inaugurated, and you lied, and I am mad at you.
And you actually believed it, you fucking pea-brain.
Believing in that. And then they tell people who believe in religion that they are delusional and they believe in stupid things that they don't even see or know about. And then they believe in cards. Like, they read a picture and they're like, oh, this is my destiny. I remember back in the day in the Balkans, you would like drink like really dark coffee and then put it backwards, and then you would open it once it is dried, and then you would read your future like that, you know? We as kids did it just for fun. But some people back then believed in it. Maybe there are still people who believe in that. Crazy. You wake up and check your phone to immediately start crying. Your partner is in tears. You look at her photo and fear for her future, all women's futures, and the LGBTQ whose lives will be changed forever. It's 4 years. Things can change again. Everybody's talking about it.
I can't pee in 4% of America right now. So
you can't pee in 4% of America.
In 4% of America, it is illegal for me to use the men's restroom in government.
So you cannot pee. You will have to hold it in. Because there is no other possibility for you. No other place for you.
Buildings. It's because I am biologically female. Am I supposed to just hold it? Or am I supposed to just wet my pants?
There is literally a third solution. That is the most simple solution from them all.
Literally, there's no point to it other than to keep trans people out of the spaces they belong in.
There's always been public spaces separated by gender for safety and privacy. It's not because you're that important, you donut.
It's a downward mental impact.
Just like, look down, what do you have? There is only two things you can have, okay? There is nothing between. And then, based on that, you choose. From now on, we should not have, like, the picture of a man and the picture of a woman with a skirt. We should have, like, an actual vagina and a pee-pee. And then, doesn't matter beyond that. What do you have? You choose. Where you go. If you have both, can you have both? If you have both, then maybe you can choose both. But I don't know. Can you have both?
Heck, it's not good.
My biggest worry right now, honestly, as a mother of a trans kid, I really worry about their rights.
I worry about your kids, and I worry that more people like this are able to vote and reproduce.
Ask you what you guys think of the march.
What do we think about the march?
What do you think about the march?
Bunch of idiots. As a trans person myself, like, thoughts of my rights in the future being, threatened is something that's scary. Yeah, I'm not excited for the next 4 years.
How do you feel about Trump being inaugurated for his second term today?
I think in total it is a terrifying thing to happen in the United States. I think it is a bit disgusting that we've allowed a felon into office and someone.
What would happen if in education we don't even talk about the trans community, and we don't talk about transitioning really young and the possibility of doing so? What if we just accept that some people are different in other ways, that it doesn't have to do with gender or sex, like these are not things that we are discussing, maybe some other mental issues and other mental things that we need to work on, family values and other things. What if that is a thing? I wish there's someone can make like a scientific experiment and group children and then teach them a certain thing, and then once they are teenagers ask them certain questions and see how they develop, because I am sure 90% if not more are just influenced by their peers and the education and not actually thinking within themselves what gender they are or sex. Like, I don't think kids think about that, only if you put it in their head.
Who is so hateful towards people of color, towards people who are queer, and just towards women, towards people who deserve to have rights in America.
Their existence, they're not dying, nobody's killing them. Trans people have always existed and will always exist. Oh, so you are trying to say that they always existed and there was no problem with that. They were happy too. Interesting. They lived. They survived.
All of these people are talking about their rights as if they're not going to be treated like human beings and have the exact same rights as everybody else. And if they all believe in equality so much,
like
why do they think they deserve special treatment? These people are acting like they're about to be put in concentration camps and treated like dogs.
I didn't want to say, I didn't want to mention the Holocaust or anything like that, but they're pretending that's what's happening to them. All right, like they are victimizing themselves to that level. Nah, brother, nah.
When I'm pretty sure if you want to keep identifying as a non-binary pig or whatever you are, no one's going to give a shit.
So it's legal to discriminate against me now. Have fun with that. I guess that was
not really a legal thing. I could be discriminating against you and you would not be able to do anything. I would be just a piece of shit, a racist or whatever. You don't go to jail if you're a racist. You know, like if I say you're stupid, you don't say, oh, you just called me stupid, now jail time. You know, how can they legally discriminate against you? Oh, are we talking about your rights in sport? We're talking about your rights in getting tax stuff that you should, like basically surgeries and things that you should pay by yourselves and not me paying for you. I don't want to be mean, but like, you know what I mean.
the most important pressing issue of our time.
Get over it. But in other news, Nissan has announced it will no longer sponsor Pride events, and Coast Guard Commandant Linda Fagan was just terminated for prioritising DEI ahead of border security.
We currently have nearly 40% women enrolled at the Coast Guard Academy. I'm really excited about the talent and the diversity that I see coming through the academy. My daughter is in the Coast Guard as a lieutenant, and there is just nothing but opportunity for her and all of the men and women that have joined the service. I'm really excited about the future as we look ahead.
You're fired! Get out of here! You're fired!
In fact, in the next 60 days, federal agencies must terminate DEI offices, positions and programs. So I expect to see a lot of these donuts in the military and other positions that are only there to tick boxes get the boot soon.
An estimated 15,000 transgender military members could be removed from the military. Donald Trump says transgender athletes will not be allowed to participate in women's sport. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry. I'm so happy. Finally! This was one of the biggest
I hope you'll forgive me if I get emotional. Climate emergencies are not gender neutral. The degradation of ecosystems disproportionately impacts women and girls. And I am wildly emotional. This is...
Nah, I don't get it. Wait. Call me stupid? I don't get this. Is she trying to say that women and girls are impacted by the ecosystem more than men and boys? Do we breathe different air? Huh? I think I misunderstood that. There's no way.
Oh, we should prioritize training and fitness instead of TikTok dancing. That's all I'm saying.
What have the mental repercussions of Donald Trump being the 47th president been?
I'm personally here because I had a mental breakdown after Donald Trump won.
It's devastation. It's absolute, complete devastation to people's mental, emotional, physical, and psychological health. People are dying as a result of Trump being elected. People are not seen as people, but rather than objects of that should be eliminated.
They've definitely all got psychological problems and traumas, but it's not because of Trump, it's just because they're lunatics. Trump's just an excuse for them to gather together and act more like lunatics. Because when you ask them about...
Honestly, you guys, they are so brainwashed, they think they're dying. They think we're going there to kill them and we will laugh at them and like point our fingers and be like, ha ha ha, you deserve it. How brainwashed can you be?
Trump and why they don't like him, they always go blank.
You said he's a racist, so you must have a definition of racism in your mind. Tell me what that definition is.
Okay, so
Ooh, I'm gonna make you guys wait on this. Ooh, zero knowledge.
Guys, please don't heckle. I want to try to understand, because these words have a lot of meaning.
Yeah.
But you can't get. I know it's hard on the spot. I just want you to think about it, because if you say Trump is a racist, you should be able to easily give a definition of what that word means.
Not only what the word means, but if you're calling a certain person a racist, you should have examples of when they were racist. You know, like, bring the evidence, show us the racism.
So it's hatred towards another race, right?
So when has he ever exhibited that? Give me clear and specific examples.
Daytime video.
Well, yeah, I heard someone say he told.
So she doesn't even know. This is the sheeps. You know, you hear one, you repeat, and then like you have a bunch of sheeps and they're all and they don't know what they're talking about, because everybody's just saying stuff and nobody knows. They just heard it from someone. They heard them there and here, and you know what I mean. I hope you do. But like, that's literally it. Educate yourself on matters that you are ready to go out and fight for. This is the least you can do. Read about it. Educate yourself. If you're putting yourself on the spot like this, you are representing a whole group of people. This is not nice at all. You know, you cannot represent a whole, like, and now we think that everyone is like you, clueless. Don't go and talk if you don't know what you're talking about.
Yes!
Okay, but let me just help you out here.
Huh?
What, you think he's a racist because the media has told you he's a racist? Because you can't give me an example off the top of your head, and even when you phone a friend to the audience. I'm not criticizing you. Maybe the media is lying to you. Maybe the man who's being called a racist is actually someone that's trying to improve lives of all Americans.
We're so after this is very...
Illegal immigration is a farce.
What do you call it? What do you call it? Undocumented?
Government. It's an imaginary line.
I dare you to cross the Canada-United States line.
White man. How dare you? How dare you?
That was kind of
I'm
racist.
a privileged white man too. But you know what I'm doing?
You just called me a privileged white man.
You cannot be racist to white people because white...
Can we stop with this? Can we make 2025 the year where you can be racist towards anyone and everyone? How is this even a thing?
People are the dominant race in this country.
So if there is a dominant race, you cannot be racist towards them. Interesting.
Full stop.
You are calling me privileged when you don't know anything about me. I could have grown up in Section 8 housing.
This is privilege.
Okay, all right. Tell me this. Tell me this.
Privilege.
Hopefully a lot of these ridiculous conversations will come to an end, not just in America but in other countries. So let's wait and see if other countries follow and if this ends up becoming a global thing. Until then, we need to keep sending these donuts to Michael.
Stop it. Get some help.
The people who say that that is privilege are the people who are actually completely 100% racist. There is no way these people exist. I don't believe this. You are fighting for rights you don't even know about. You don't educate yourself. You don't read about them, but you are ready to go and scream and shout out there. It only tells me that you are just looking for a hobby. You have a lot of time and you are too lazy to actually do the research and educate yourself. You just want to be a part of a group. You want to look cool, you know, and also you just want attention. You're an attention seeker. You will say whatever will get you with the group, the cult, and you will just say yes, and you don't even know what you're talking about. And that's our biggest issue. If we had a lot of people who are representing the LGBTQ community, who are representing trans people, and they know what they're talking about, or who are literally against Donald Trump and coming with evidence after evidence that we cannot disapprove of, like we see it is there, and we can just say, okay, all right, like I agree with you, or now I see what your point of view and I acknowledge it, then that would be a thing. But the fact that you have nothing to prove, nothing to hold behind whatever you are saying, makes me just say, okay, whatever, like, I'm moving on, you know, it doesn't matter because you are not giving me any info that actually matters. So yeah, that is my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you. Bye bye.
You are a farmer and actor.